Session. All right. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for joining the session on your Sunday morning. Now, Gurukul, as you know that we are working towards helping the community in learning service now without any profitable benefits. And thank you so much. I thank my co-host Anubhav in arranging this session. So before I jump into the session, and I want to make each and every minute of you worthy here for the next few minutes. And there was a buzz around the community, and many people reaching out that they want to become a ServiceNow MVP, community MVP, and ServiceNow Rising Star. Especially when recently we have seen many people flaunting their swags around the LinkedIn community that they have got swags for MVP. But at the same time, we saw that there was a lack of understanding around the people that how they can become one and what benefit it brings in their life. That is the most important part. So I thank Anil and Prashant for taking their time on a Sunday morning in order to get into this session and tell us, how it can help us. So before we jump into the session, I would like to introduce Anil and Prashant in a crisp manner. So Anil have around 8 years of experience in ServiceNow, and he's recognized as ServiceNow Community MVP twice. And he has given 900 plus correct answers and received 1700 plus helpfuls over the community, and he's currently 17th positions in the overall leadership board. That shows how much he has helped community in the past few years. And at the same time, I understand that he should have learned a lot. And on the other hand, we have Prashant Kumar with us, and he is currently working for Enable, and he's recently got announced as the MVP for 2023 and having 9 years of experience in service now. And he has ample of certifications, and he has his YouTube channel, and he does a lot of things in his life to help the community. Before I proceed with my list of questions, I would like to ask their introduction from their mouth. Okay, so in the last session when we brought Chak Tomasi, I could have told 100 things about him, and I can tell many things about Anil and Prashant, who I've been in touch from the last few months. But there is always something that a person wants to tell about themselves, that what made Anil and what made Prashant, right? So Anil, we'll start with you. Would you like to introduce yourself? How was your journey till now in your ServiceNow community, and would you like to introduce yourself to the community?
I'll definitely go in a brief. If I start telling my story, it would take an hour. So, so uh, I'll start with very basic. I started my journey of ServiceNow in 2016, and uh, in the beginning of 2016, right? And before that, I was a professor at one of engineering college, and somehow I had a different goals. I was like preparing myself for the PhD, and that didn't go well. And at one random day, one of my friend referred me for a ServiceNow interview, and just I got into that direction. So I left that research domain, uh, and I started the ServiceNow journey. So after that, it's been great journey. But during COVID, right? People were like everyone was virtual and online. So thought of just coming back to community. In the beginning of my career, when we use community just for the answers, that time also I had given few answers, and I just had a 500 points. So before this new platform, there were a point system. So I had 500 points. I just thought of like making it 1,000. It just a random thought came in my mind. I was like very curious, and I had some time in the evenings. Like you had no work during the pandemic, so just I sat there for a few hours, and I made those at 200 or 300 points within that 2 to 3 hours, because I didn't know, like I was not aware that I have that capability, right? Or I'm good with that. So, and then I started with that. So this is my MVP journey, and talking about my career, it's been 8 year journey with ServiceNow, working on ServiceNow only. I'm proud to say that I know ServiceNow, uh, and I work for ServiceNow, and world works with us, right? So
Yeah, that's great. That's great. That's a wonderful thing about service now. You get to know people from different background, a lecturer, doing wonders in ServiceNow community. I hope you feel good that you didn't did that PhD and you landed up here. So and just one last thing adding upon here, that sometimes we feel that things didn't went well, but you never know what God has good plans for you. So that is one thing. Thank you so much, Anil. And ladies and gentlemen in the house, so you will be getting a chance to ask Q&A to Prashant and Anil. And it should not be around MVP or Rising Star only. If you have anything else, we can take it up. But try to see how you can take out of their experiences, and we will soon start that. So Prashant, coming to you, what made you have recently achieved your MVP, right? And you are the best candidate to tell us, who wants to start from the scratch. So what's about your journey till now?
So like I would like to start with initial journey. Like I have started my ServiceNow journey from to April 2015. I think at that point of time, like nobody was there to tell us what to do and what about ServiceNow is and what is the scope of ServiceNow and what is the future. So we were so much confused. We have got and we didn't get any trainer actually, and we were just told, okay, so you have just 1 month, you have to learn it, and you have to complete CSA as well within 1 month. And then we started searching about ServiceNow, what it is and where does our future lie. So there is a one more guy, I think Pradeep Sharma. Everybody knows about him. So I generally had a personal chat over the LinkedIn, and I asked him like what is the scope and whether we are on right track about ServiceNow, because those starting of my career, like I was not knowing what ServiceNow is because nobody told me before that what is ServiceNow and what they does actually. So he just told me like you can learn it. We have so much of good scope in future. So you can go ahead, at least try for 1 year or 1.5 year. You will get to know what it is. Then from there, like we have made our point clear. Okay, we have to go with this direction right now and see what benefit we are getting. So within 1 month, we have completed our CSA, and they were very happy, our management, and we got some project from Australia. It's like it was, just imagine it, the project was from FSM side on 2015. And people generally get ITSM mainly, but we got FSM and we got a tight deadline. You have to complete it in 2 weeks. They have provided us some activity, and then we have done it, and then we have backed up project for our organization. Almost 4 or 5 projects from Australia we have backed, and then we worked on this for longer time. And then I was not aware about these things, like we would be recognized while sharing our knowledge or while answering something over the community. Even in the community, I was active from 2015, and like I used to see people generally answer so many questions. But initial days, we were getting answer, I think only from one person, that was Pradeep Sharma. So we have to wait. Okay, whenever this person will come and log in, he will answer our questions, how we can achieve this or how we can implement it. Because those initial days, those ServiceNow instance was not too good to use, because whenever you will do some testing on non-prod instance, you will see it is not working, and something happens, somehow it doesn't works. But over the time, ServiceNow system became so much of matured in terms of PDI as well, or non-prod instances. And after that, like I keep on working. I didn't realize like there is some recognition thing from ServiceNow side. I was not aware actually. And I after pandemic, like I thought like people are getting so much of award like community MVP and dev MVP. I was seeing from continuous years, but I was thinking, okay, there would be some ServiceNow employee, they would be doing something internally and they are just awarding to these people. But after pandemic, there was so much of fresher I got to train them. So I have realized like similar kind of issues which I have faced on my earlier stage. So I thought like they are on same stage where I was there. on some time back, and we have wasted our so much of time for learning. It's not wasted, like we have spent so much of time on particular small things, so that these people should not get so much of time to be invested on small learnings. It's like that you will get the content and they will learn it as soon as they got it. So I think based on that, I have started creating my channel as well. Initially, I have started channel only, and there I have started sharing my knowledge over some scenario based also, and some topic wise ServiceNow stuff. So like people were liking about it, like you should get this topic on next video. So every time when I post a new video, I got a response, okay, you have to create this video, this topic video, we are not getting this thing. So I usually get those kind of message, but it's like we can like every day we cannot just create videos, because while creating videos, like we have to see whether we are providing correct content to everyone or not,
And yeah,
whether they will
that's
not
basically
get
that's really important, Prashant. And the best thing that I liked about you is that you have started from the scratch when the things were not that glorious. There was not that much of content. I will get back to Anil and Prashant, but before I move on, I would like to ask my partner in crime, Anubhav. You also do a lot of stuff for the community. So my simple question to you is, why it is important, why I cannot do my 9 to 5 job and just switch off my laptop. So what is your driver to do that? And because there will be many sitting in the audience might be thinking that why is the question here? So what's your answer for this, Anubhav?
There are lots of benefit, but I didn't started for the benefit because I was not aware of the benefit unless I have it. So I always have a plan that I'll start contributing, will be becoming MVP. I was not aware of Rising Star when I started. And I remember like one day, August 2022, I was allocated to a new project, and there was some blocker in my development, you can say, like couple of questions I have posted on community, and unless I have the answer, I didn't able to move further. But when I posted a question, I saw some couple of questions which was like little, I can say, not easy or something, but familiar to me, I can answer it. And as soon as I just started one hour, I my point was like some 600 or 700. So from there, I got me motivation that if I can spend some time on this, just 2 question 3 questions per day is also enough, and it becomes a habit, you can say, like a different kind of a nasha, like as soon, because it's a like a, if you are giving answer, someone is marking it as a solution or giving a kudos, it's kind of appreciation only, that someone is valuing your time and effort, your solution, it is helping someone in moving further. So like that only I started my journey, and then I keep answering, and be means benefit, like I got to know that okay, people now recognize you through community or something. So if I'm answering to someone, they start tagging us that okay, maybe this person is knowledgeable, let me tag him. Or now service now have the option to ping directly, so I'm getting from same people frequent questions, so it becomes easy, like okay, they have more trust on us. And then coming to benefits, like obviously you will have personal branding, you will have companies are also nowadays recognizing for MVPs, rising stars, like they give value when you go for like people, if they are looking for job search. So there also I faced that it is a very important factor. Many companies do provide good opportunities, and it becomes easy for you to streamline. And it's like not just for giving, means I more than providing solutions, I've got learning also, because when I open a question, I see that okay, I'm not able to answer it, but the question is really interesting, I'm interested to know the answer. So we have the option, we can subscribe it. So if someone else answers it, at least we get some learning, some practice. Like I can say, like I was not so much good at this glide date and time, because we don't use it so frequently. But some challenge, sorry, when some requirement come, it becomes difficult. But through community, I've answered so many questions, so now it gives a good confidence. We get to know about the market. So companies, people keep posting questions. So from that we get idea, okay, now people are using like AI or okay FSM related UI builder questions are coming, which now companies are using. So you get the idea of market, what is going on, what you can learn now. So there are lots of benefits, like we can go on swags we are getting, MVPs are getting, knowledge session to attend, and lots of content we get, means prior information. We have the privilege that we can share our inputs or some feedbacks to also service now, okay, this can be improved, this can be done. And I've seen, like, I've provided some feedbacks and they reply also to us, they take the suggestion and improve. So those kind of benefits I can say is there, which keeps you motivating and keeps you uh, means giving you that, okay, keep going on. Just two questions or 15 minutes also is enough for a day.
Thanks a lot, Anubhav, for explaining in detail. You mentioned a very good point, and like which was a fear of mine as well. Okay, whenever I haven't started my journey for that path. That's why I scheduled this session to learn from all of you. But there is a blocker in my head that what if I don't know the answers? Okay, and you both three of us have put a very good point that even you guys didn't know the answers when you started, right? You see the problem, you find interest, and then you try to find solution for it. Okay, that is good. Moving back and to the center of this session, Anil, I have a question for you. Okay, you just consider I'm a fresher or I'm a developer of 1-2 years or designer or architect, whatever it is. Okay. I don't know what is ServiceNow MVP Rising Star and how to start about it. Okay. So just go into your initial days and just tell me how can I become a ServiceNow MVP or a Rising Star, and then I will come to Prashant for his thoughts as well.
Sorry. Okay. So you said like 1 year, 2 year. I would say that is more than enough to become a rising star or MVP, right? Before that, right? Everyone can think of a simple scenario. You learn today. Let's say a fresher joins, right? And he learned a very basic thing today, like a client script, right? Client script in ServiceNow, and that person spent 8 hours on that client scripting, and he did reviewed all the videos, all the documentations, and he's now good at that point, right? And I can guarantee that if that person comes on community on the next day, right, he will definitely answer 3 to 4 questions. So do you need expertise, a whole expertise, to become a ServiceNow community, right? No. uh, Even if having a 1 day experience of working on client script, you have good knowledge, at least you know some basics, right? You may not be able to provide correct answers, but at some extent you will definitely help someone to find the correct answer, right? Or if you are smart enough, right, provide you can provide similar questions which were already answered, right? You get the context. The most important thing when you start answering on community is getting the context of that question, right? Not necessarily always like you have to give the scripted answer, you have to give the whole detailed answer. If you don't understand question, you will end up answering silly things, right? You will end up, okay, if someone is asking you a solution related with the on-change client script and you are providing him a business rule solution, right, or a business rule script or some server side script, anything, right? It's just a simple form level validation, so obviously that doesn't make sense. So the point I wanted to say is, like, to start with the community contribution, you don't need to be an expert. You just need to start with it. What will happen on day one, right? So on day one, you will end up like, okay, I'm answering a question, but I'm not getting correct answers. But what will happen is, like, someone answered on that post, right? And he got that correct answer. And that is your learning, right? You learn from other. Not necessary everyone is learning from you on day one. Followed by that, right? If similar questions comes a day two, right? You will be the first person who will be the answering the similar question, because we know there are many people who are lazy and they are not like they they even don't try of searching any of the such similar questions on community. They just post a question with their script, and what you have to do is just guide them. Sometimes you just need to correct their script, sometimes you just need to provide them a right approach. Sometimes there are different things, right? This is just how you can start with. And your question was like how pressure and they can like sorry, I guess I'm moving out of context. What was, can
No,
you
yeah.
repeat the question?
So basically, like, how should I get started if I'm a fresher or like
Yeah,
1
so
year
this is
experience?
right. So this is the way you, the first thing is like you have to start with it. There is no other
Yeah.
option. Right? Even if you know something, you don't know something, you have to start with. The benefit of it, right? Like if you don't try, you will not learn, you will not go through 10 questions. You will just go through your requirement. You will just go for what you have learned, and you will post a question. You will look for those questions. If you have a mindset of okay, I will at least get 10 helpful, I'll get at least get one helpful for the day, you will start replying on those questions. So you will read those 10 questions, you will have those 10 scenarios, you will have these 10 different use cases in front of you. And if you are like interested, you may try that on your PDI. Right? That is another part, right? It depends like how much you are putting yourself into that activity.
Yeah.
If you are just doing it for the point, then obviously it will be a less, it will not make more benefit. It just you will get some points for spending some time, right?
Yeah,
And for the
I
beginner,
got the point, Anil, from you. Okay, I got two major learnings from there, if I heard it right. That whenever I logged into community for the first time, I remember I see Ankur, Chuck, and Prashant on the leaders board, right? And then you get scared at first. Okay, like if I have to start, I might be able to reach at that point or not. That right? And at the same time, we need to think when they started, they were also at the zero. So what Anil said is taking that baby step is important, and taking that baby step daily is most important in that. Okay, so I will give some rest to your thought, Anil. I know you're a bit sick on that. Prashant, coming to you, please add your thoughts on what Anil said. And second question to you, especially me, is I know you do a lot of things. You manage your YouTube, you manage your office work, then community. How do you manage? Because generally I ask people that, let's do these many things, and then they say, sorry, I don't have time for it. Okay. So does that thought comes into your mind that I don't have time for it? And your feedback, your suggestion for the audience on the pathway to become an MVP or rising star?
So definitely, like it is one of the biggest challenge for many people, like even for me also, because time management is like if suppose we are already engaged on a project, like we have to spend huge amount of time, or like you are not getting even a single hour or even 30 minutes also for providing some knowledge. So suppose, take an example, suppose we are already working on something today on your project, but there will be something you will be learning from that project as well each day. One or two small things you will learn every day. So you will make a point, okay, like if I have learned this point today, so I have to share this knowledge to everyone as well. So what I generally do, I generally make that as a pointer on my notepad, like I have to share this knowledge over the blog or YouTube. So that thing I generally decide whenever I have some smaller breaks, it just come on my mind, okay, what can I do for that? So there would be a lot of chance every day you would be having some definitely you would be having 1 hour definitely extra for thinking about other things really apart from your project during your working hours. I'm not talking apart from working hours. Even in working hours also we would be having some time, 30 minutes to 1 hour. That is for everyone, like they would be having that much of time definitely for marking the point whichever knowledge you have to share. And then like how I used to share knowledge is like I generally create my content over the weekend mostly, because on working days, like if I have time, so I just only add the content. I generally don't create video. I create blogs over the working days, and video I generally create over the weekend only. because there should not be any disturbance, or we have to know more things whenever we are sharing some video or information, because there is multiple upgrades and multiple things coming on upgrade. Maybe you are not aware, maybe someone will come and tell you, okay, so we have this feature as well. So every time it's not like that you will be sharing 100% of knowledge whatever we are sharing. It's not like that, but we as a community generally help each other. Like you can add one more point here. So definitely we take feedback from each other, whoever is like MVPs or non MVP as well, because there could be a chance the people who are sharing knowledge but they are not MVP and they are not applying for it. So there are a lot of people, these kind of people I see in community. So for this, I think this is time management kind of thing. Is like you have, if you want to achieve something, definitely you have to think out of the box or go some other way as well for manage or for sharing the knowledge. And if I tell frankly, whenever I have started sharing my knowledge over blogs or videos, so till 6 months, like I was not thinking to apply for MVP and any kind of thing. That was not on my mind at all. But there was a guy like Paul, I think everybody is aware about him. So like he told, why don't you apply for MVP? So like you can be part of that group as well. You are sharing knowledge on many other social platforms like WhatsApp or even Insta. Also I have my page on Medium, YouTube and LinkedIn. All the ways, like LinkedIn is the main source where we are sharing the information to every part of the world. So I think then I have applied due to, like he mentioned, you can be part of that group. And then I applied, I have got through that. And like I feel motivated at that point
Hmm.
of time. And I
Yeah.
have started sharing more content apart from that. It's
Yeah,
like,
I got the point, Prashant, and thank you so much for your contribution for the community. And the major point you have talked about is like the hot topic in the market. Everybody has a different point of view on the time management. Do you manage your time or do you manage yourself? Is always a debate. But thank you so much for those thoughts. So few questions are coming up in the chat window, and I would like to take up those. Anil, I have this question for you. Many people are asking about what is there any certain criteria to get this type of awards. If you like, if, for an example, if I have to become a certified technical architect, I need to do my 3 CIS certification. It should be this many years of experience and all that stuff. So what is the formal criteria, if we have any, for ServiceNow MVP or a Rising Star, if you would like to speak on it?
There is, if I talk about criteria, yes, there is a criteria, but the criteria is not based on your like on document things, right? You don't need to be certified. You don't need to be like you don't need to have a ServiceNow experience. That is not a criteria, right? They are not asking these questions to you. And the major criteria is like what is your contribution to the community, how much you are dedicatedly contributing, how your contribution affecting others life, right, or impacting or helping them to grow in their career, right? If you are obviously, if you are a contributor and you have helped many other developers to grow in their career, that makes you a rising star, that makes you a MVP. uh, to do that evaluation, they have certain criterias, right? I'm not supposed to explain that. It's a confidential thing, because and there is there can there can be a situation like they will be changing those criterias over the year, like last time they changed the platform. So obviously before that there was a pointer system. Now there are many different things, and like the virtual thing has evolved. So there are many platforms involved in the contribution thing, like people are contributing on LinkedIn, people contributing on YouTube. So there are different ways of contribution. It's up to you. You choose any one of them or more than one. uh, Give your 100% contribution, and you should be the one who is making a difference, right? That's the most important thing. And yeah, like the certifications are not mandatory.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if that is going to be future thing, but at this moment, like when I had just a CSA, to be honest, right?
Hmm.
So now, like this year, I got more certifications, but before that, like when I was MVP two in 2022, I just had a CSA certification. So there are no such criteria. Even if you people, if you are people who know Kali Alexander, right? Um, she is a great example. Shakil is one of example, right? They are like young. Shakil is the youngest rising star or MVP, I believe, right? So these are the things that happens. So you just need to, again, the thing is like you just need to prove yourself on the community front. And yeah, to register yourself, they took nominations every for Rising Star. There are nominations in the month of July and in the month of December, right? And for the MVP, it's a your contribution will be counted for a year. So over the year, if you have
Hmm.
contributed, you can nominate yourself. It just one nomination is enough, either you or someone on behalf of you, right? So it's not like the more the nominations you will be the MP. That's not the case.
Yeah.
So people will generally think like, okay, if 100 people nominate me, I'll be the MP or I'll be the
Okay.
rising star. That's not the case. They see your, like, they have platform. If you have answered questions, they know your statistics there, right? If you are contributing on some different channels, they go through your channel, they see how many contents, how many videos, how many blogs you have posted, how many people have taken the benefit of it, like through the views and the subscriber and all, right? That is the
Hmm.
criteria.
Thanks a lot, Anil, for describing in detail. What I learned from that is that you should hunt for the contribution and learning and not hunt for the title. It will eventually come in your way. Like Prashant
Yes.
also mentioned, right, that he didn't started with the intention that I will become the service now, I will be one day. But eventually it happened through the journey. We're going to do one thing. There are a few questions. I'm going to Anubhav if he want to answer a few of those and explain that. Meanwhile, Anil and Prashant, I request you pick one each question for you in from the chat, what you feel that you can add value and you can explain it better. I will come back to that. Anubhav, I will start with you. Would you like to answer a few of the questions coming in the chat window?
Yeah, sure, Karan.
Anubhav is picking his favorite one.
So like I have answered few of them. So many have been asking like how to start the journey and how do we need to register for that before or how it happens. So first means I can say like when you start a journey, try to make it through Gmail, because if you start from your organization email ID and then when you leave the organization or you switch company, it's not a easy process to move your points or solutions and all your efforts, and even if it is moved, only points are moved, not the solutions, or it becomes difficult. So it's always preferred to use Gmail ID or personal email ID, and you don't have to register somewhere, you just have to start contributing. And as Anil said that when the time comes, like for Rising Star, generally they start the nomination in June and December, and for MVP in December. So they give a duration of a 1 month. So that time you just have to nominate yourself through the form, and based on your nomination you have to means they will select who will be the rising star and who will be the MVP. And also someone was asking that is it just to answer the question we have to do. So you can start with answering the question, it's not only answering the question, like as Anil mentioned some examples, Kali and all. So they are not answering questions, but they are contributing in different ways. So you like sharing knowledge through different articles, YouTube channel, taking part in challenges which ServiceNow keeps happening, being part of some events like Meetup, Summit. So different ways through which you just contribute your knowledge, or you do some like through YouTube channels or blogs, media.com. So there are lots of ways through which you can do this. So there are some common questions I can see in the chat.
Thank you so much, Anubhav, for giving your pointers. Coming back to Prashant, have you picked your question? And if anything particular, would you like to add on any question, Prashant? Okay, Prashant is still
Okay,
hand.
so
Okay, yeah, Prashant.
there is a point like Anil was talking about that some time back. So There was a point like people think like multiple nomination thing. So I want to make a point there as well. It's not like that if you nominate yourself being from 100 people or 50 people. So it's not like nomination based on that. So already those will be filtered out. So you will be adding so much of effort on that. So please don't do that, because anyway they will check your profile every time whoever shares the knowledge about you, because whatever thing you're sharing, people already know what you are contributing in community. Your name is displayed there and how you are contributing each day, so people generally see who is like the person replying every day or contributing the questions. So it's, and one more biggest thing is like people think like you just have to answer. It's not like that. You just have to answer those questions. So there could be a chance many people tell, okay, I am only working on ITSM, right?
Mhm.
I'm only working on catalog items. I'm only working for HR module. So for those kind of people, like it is a very good platform. They can learn on various modules. Like there would be a question related to PPM, there would be question related to discovery, event management, or CMDB or anything. So you can learn a lot of things from there, and then like you will feel so much of confident for like a future things like whichever is coming from your organization side or from outside. If someone approach you, okay, you are aware of that, you can just tell it confidently, okay, I have replied those things and I'm pretty much confident because I have done some research work on my PDI as well related to that. So I think that will help yourself only. It is not
Mhm.
helping like just for getting your titles. It's not like that. Because if I tell frankly, I have learned from community a lot. So people should think other way. It's
Yeah,
not about like that.
I got the point. What I understand from that is go to community and spend some time over there, okay? And then you
Yes.
get to learn the platform more, what people are doing.
Yes.
So you learn by observing, right? You don't only learn by doing. So that is one thing. And the panel, I would also like to thank Suyog, who is helping in the chat window with his experiences. Thank you so much, Suyog, for that. Moving on, I would like to answer one question before I go to Anil. I suppose I'm not picking his question. So somebody wrote in the chat window that what if I switch off the laptop at 5 p.m. Okay, no offense to anyone, but that's a personal choice. For me, my laptop doesn't get switched off at 5 p.m. I know do I have a choice to do that. So it's totally depends on your interest and your passion. I have seen many folks in the industry, they are doing wonderful job at their office desk job, okay, like they're doing extremely well in front of the clients, and they don't go into community, they don't do certain stuff all out there. It's totally okay, it's a personal choice, right? It's not mandatory how much you want to do, right? Everybody has their own knack. Today nobody forced Anil, Prashant, Anubhav, there were 70 plus people out there in this house to come into this session, right? So it's a voluntary choice. If you switch off things at 5 p.m., things will not work. And I guess we have applications also, Anubhav, to or it works in the phone browser as well. I guess the question was most oriented on that. Does the community works on the phone application or phone browser? So with that, not Anil, maybe you can answer it that, and with
Yes.
and you can take it forward if you want to answer any question. Would you like to add anything now
Yeah,
as of
it
now?
does. It worked like when in the beginning when I was kind of addicted, right? I used to sit. I was kind of like a greedy. I want to get that answer
it's
right.
it's like it's like a new Instagram for you.
Yeah, and to be honest, apart from that, right? Like if you start answering one thread and that guy is like stuck at some point and he's not getting right, you answered like there are some threads we kind of like 20 to 30 replies on the same questions, right? And at one point of time it is like you have to go to bed, it's time to go to bed, right? But that person is stuck, right? And I just thought like, okay, I have given the answer, now I'll turn off my laptop. And somehow like my mobile like I got a notification that there is a reply on that question, right? So suddenly I just opened that on the mobile itself and I answered that, right? Because that was not a greedy thing. I personally felt I should answer that person because he's working, he might be working, it's maybe a time for me to go bed, but that person need my help, right? And that one kind, that is my personal choice, that my personal just for personal satisfaction, I help that guy uh, during night. And I again sometimes, like, there are many incidents happen. I turn on my laptop, I was not finding it comfortable answering on the phone, because you don't get that all the what we call all the features like editor and all, right, on the mobile browser. So you need
All
to
right.
turn on the laptop. But if it is a quick, then you can simply reply on the browser, and that is quite helpful. I'm not
Thanks.
sure if that is working on new community.
Mhm.
The experience I'm sharing is from the old community.
Thanks,
So
thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Anil. So, do we have any brave souls in the house who would like to ask any questions to Anil, Prashant, Anubhav, or me? Maybe you can unmute yourself. You can raise your hand, and if you would like to ask any live questions, we are there for you. So I'll be waiting for 5 to 10 seconds. If there are any questions,
there is one question related with MVP registration link.
please take it
Uh,
ahead, Anil. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, the MVP registration link, like ServiceNow announces it through a community blog, and obviously everyone like reshare it on LinkedIn. So you just need to stay tuned and keep yourself up to date, or at least keep checking the things. It lasts for 1 month, so you don't need to like worry that I will lose that window. So hopefully they will open it in the month of December for the MVP, and for the Rising Star also at the same time they will take the nominations for the second batch of 2023.
That's good. So, Kevin, if you are looking for the registration link, just follow us out there over the LinkedIn, and we will get you that link
Yeah,
when the
even
time
even
comes.
the best thing, right? People who are like even if you are not looking to answer some questions, right? Just log in and visit the ServiceNow community homepage. You will find a lot of information. There are some updates related with the new events. If you go to there are some announcements, right? So you keep yourself up to date with the community. If you are just going to find answer, right, what we do generally is we google it. Google provides us a link, and we go to that link, right? We never go to the homepage. But if you go on homepage of community, you will find a lot of stuff related with ServiceNow events, ServiceNow new challenges. There are a lot of challenges happening. There are many beneficial things ServiceNow is doing for the people who are working with ServiceNow, right?
Thank you so much, Anil, for answering that. So I asked audience to ask questions, but we didn't got much. Thanks, Kevin, for asking. Let me tell you a funny story about asking questions. Okay. I haven't shared that in public anymore. So I was in my Infosys training when I joined as a fresher. Okay. And our training went for 6 months, and there was a last day. So what happened on the last day is the delivery managers come in the classroom and they give you some brief about it. Okay. Like how the things works in production. So the delivery manager came. I was just a fresher. Okay. Just college pass out, 6 months of training in Infosys. And at the end of the session, they asked me, do you have any questions to ask? And I'm always that kid who wants to raise his hand. Okay. So nobody was asking any question. I raised my hand and he said, okay, tell me. I said, sir, we will be going to join the production soon. Okay. What happens if you give me some task and if I'm not able to do? Okay. And my batch number was also standing in the classroom. And then he told answer that we will see it's issue with your skill set, we will upskill you, we will give you some trainings and all that stuff. And then he asked the next question, what if you do everything but still you give me the task and I'm not able to do, then what happens? Okay. And then he got that question. That question was the fear of working in the production environment. For few, that questions were kind of maybe the lame question, but he got that, and post class he explained me and he gave me that confidence that you will get good people when you go out there who will support you. So never hesitate in asking questions. Maybe it sounds silly or lame for some, but maybe it's good. Okay. If we
One
don't,
thing
yeah, Anubhav, yeah,
I also want to
yeah, sure.
share one story. So the person like one question we have, what if we are a person who just shut down our laptop? So my journey was also like that. I always wanted to contribute, but due to lots of calls, it becomes like I cannot spend more time now in laptop or screen. But once we started now, like journey, it becomes addiction. Like people, if you know, like when they wake up in the morning, some people have a habit of checking the phone, WhatsApp or Instagram. But people, I am sure, like who start contributing, the first page they open is their community to check that the answers they have given at the night or in the evening, was there any progress? Someone have replied, need some follow up, something. So that's what, like it becomes an addiction. Now you start spending 10 minutes, then when you see that okay, your 10 minutes is also getting appreciated, now 5 minutes, 10 minutes more. So that is what drives you automatically. You don't have to put a timeline, but these things automatically drives you, and it becomes habitual at some point. Obviously it may not be every continuously, but in the beginning I have faced that, so I know that it will automatically, okay, instead of the, like if you have a habit of seeing a 2 episodes of a web series, you will feel that okay, let me just see 1 episode only, and instead of that time, let me contribute in community that will have more use for me. So that is kind of I have also faced, so I can say that this becomes automatically.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Anubhav. And I guess your better half will scold you less if you spend time on the community rather than Instagram or Facebook. Anil is smiling. Anil knows that pain. All right. Akshay is raising his hand. Akshay, do you have any question, please? Go ahead.
Hello everyone. So I have joined bit late. I just want to know if Anil or anyone has covered this point. If you are, after starting answering the question, and if it is not get marked as a correct, so some of them getting demotivated. So I'm answering, but my answer is not getting a as a mark as a correct solution, or someone some other person answered on the same question, and his answer got mark as correct. So sometimes this can be get motivated to some people.
Good and quite realistic question. Because I have seen when I go to community for finding some answers, I see people have provided the solutions and then they're kind of insisting that please mark it helpful, please mark it helpful. The person who posted the question got the answer but didn't mark it helpful as well. So it's pretty demotivating. Anil, your experience and anywhere when you felt, or I will come to Prashant also. Anil, we'll start from you.
Yeah. This question I have I have given answer to many people, but at once after explaining everything, at last sentence of my would be like opinion is like don't run behind the points, right? If you have learned something from that, then just leave that point, right? But yes, it's an honor if you get the correct answer. You have put some effort. You can request politely, right? That is, and obviously you need to be kind enough to request someone, right? And yes, there are things happening on community. We have seen people like copying your answer or your whatever you have answered, they just copy it, they just rephrase it, post it again. You know that, right? It's up to you, like it's a personal choice how you deal with, right? I have seen people like you answer something, they copy it, they change. If you have written a glide record script, they just change the gr to some gr record, like the variable name, and they just post it, and they just put additional 2 sentences or comments in between, and they just post it on the community. That's not the right thing, right? You are lying yourself, lying to yourself, and you are just you are wasting your time just for some points, right? That's not the good thing. And yeah, so if you have answered, you can request, see, you can add that comment, I have given the first answer and I believe that is correct, and now the community has the provision that they can mark multiple people, the person who posted question can mark multiple questions answers as a correct answer. So you can request, I know that the another person has given the correct answer, but I believe I gave you the first answer and that is correct. Maybe you have not taken a look, you can take a look and please mark it correct. So it's your word, try to put in your word, but sometimes that works, sometimes
So Akshay and Anjali, if I understand this right, is it's a one-way love. You keep
yes.
proposing it, never expects a response. If you get a response,
It's
just try to get more.
And
That's
never
all.
run after that. I miss
Yeah,
it's
some
like
people just keep asking follow up. Just do one follow up. If they are not giving so marking it solution, leave it. You are wasting time. So I have followed that out of 10 question right answers also. If I'm getting one correct solution, that is enough. 1:10 is also a good ratio.
actually you must be patient on that side as well, because uh, I think I also generally creates video content sometime. Like there could be a one particular day, okay, my view is not increasing, nobody has seen my post. Even like if your post is visible by 1 or 2%, at least it is helping that 1 or 2 people. So if you think like you have to benefit like lakhs of people, so that will not happen. Whatever you do, that will not happen at all. And on this answering side, because if you see, this community is bigger now, everybody is aware and everybody tries to answer within a second. I generally see the community, and if the question is posted within a single minute, like I we can get sometime 10 reply at same time. And then the person who has posted the question, there can be a chance he might get confused and he might mark someone as helpful, even though 4 or 5 people have already provided you the same kind of answer. But generally he will mark any one of you. It's not like that he is having any personal thing with anyone, but there could be a chance happening this way. But on earlier days, there people are just one people replying in 5 hours or 4 hours. But now there is like everybody wants to contribute something to the community, and everybody wants to be like recognized. Okay, you have provided me the right answer. But as per like what Anubhav told, if you are getting one single reply also or helpful from out of 10 you have replied, then that is also a good, that is not a bad thing, because everybody
Hmm.
face that kind of situation.
And
It's
that's
not like
that's a really
yeah.
valid point, Prashant. I would like to add somewhere in here that I got to know. I used to do these things in the starting of my career. I will not hesitate in assuming that. But number game is always temporary. What I understand, it's not going to be permanent. Okay, you will fight for 6 months, 1 year, then you will vanish. Nothing will happen after that. When I formed this idea of Now Gurukul, the only idea was I wanted to learn JavaScripting. Okay, and I wanted a buddy with me to do that. Okay, and I only said, even if it is one person, I will just tag along and I will take the things ahead. Okay, in like we are doing session today, right? 70 plus people came in. It doesn't matter. Even if we had 10 people, we would have done the session in the same manner. Because if you're adding the value in even a single person's life, or even to yourself by the end of the day, that's the most important thing, right? If you're getting good, that is God grace. If it is not, still you're doing the good job. So we are almost at the end of the session. Two panelists' throats are not good, so we will not extend that. If you have any question, you can paste in the chat window. We will try to answer. But before that, I would like to just have a concluding remarks from the panelists. Anil, from you, what's your concluding remarks for the people out there and trying to find their way out in the community?
Yeah. So just if you are thinking, right, okay, we haven't talked about like how this is going to help you. So I would just put more light on that, right? There will be three aspects. One is your personal gaining. Second would be how it is helping ServiceNow, and third will like how it will help you in your overall career, right? So first, like at a personal level, we talked about all these things, right? You will be getting all those benefits, you will be learning and all, right? Second would be like there are some appreciations from ServiceNow, there are some recognitions, right? And they provide some goodies. That is again a benefit. There are some benefit that we cannot share, right? There are some additional sessions ServiceNow may organize for you. They may provide you additional benefit just exclusively for MVPs and rising stars, right? So you will be eligible for those benefits. Apart from that, why ServiceNow is doing this, right? Because they want a people who are out there, right? Like if you are talking about ServiceNow as a developer, if you are owning some product and you are selling it, right? people will think, okay, it is your product, so that's why you are saying this. But we MVPs, Rising Star, are the front faces, right? We interact with people. We have the similar minded people around us, and we are those people, right? So obviously, so ServiceNow also getting a benefit of having Rising Stars and MVPs. They are actual like volunteers within a community who will be talking about ServiceNow, and there is nothing bad, right? We are doing it. We are doing a great thing, and we are sharing it with the people, and it's a great platform, right? So there is no harm in saying that.
So basically, it's a 360-degree growth, what I
Yeah,
understand, right?
So
Yeah,
it's a win-win situation for everyone, right? So
agreed, agreed. Prashant, what about
and
you?
ServiceNow
Sorry.
is the community.
Yeah.
ServiceNow is only the community who's recognizes the people who are contributing, and it's helping ServiceNow to grow, right?
Yeah.
Now Prashant has said, right, like initially people were dependent on Pradeep only, right? Now few days after that Ankur step in, right? You can see Ankur, he has given a lot of answers, right? So now if more people will help each other, right, it will help community to grow, and obviously it will help ServiceNow to grow. So
Agreed, agreed.
if you find less excellence or the technical people who are working or developers in ServiceNow, like expertise, obviously people will hunt for such resources, and obviously the cost will increase. The development cost will. There are different things that
Fundamentals,
that
yeah.
is right.
Agreed, agreed.
So
All right, thank you so much, Anil, for your point of view. So what Prashant Kumar has to say before we wrap up for the audience?
I think today, like this session was very good actually, because lot of information which generally we give answer. Generally, people ask over the LinkedIn also, like how we will achieve this and what is the these kind of questions are common for each of us, and like how we are growing and what service now is providing you. So like it's like suppose you should suppose anyone is working on their project and someone has shared knowledge. Instead of spending your like 1 or 2 day, so your time will be saved. So much of time will be saved if you are like just going through those content, or what the person has shared over the LinkedIn or what the person has shared over the community. So I think that will help directly in their project, and people don't have to waste huge amount of time. Okay, I have to take 1 week, and then some manager comes you, okay, you have taken 7 days. Why you have took 7 days to complete this kind of job? But here this will help to each developer to just reduce their hours of just finding what is the solution. Implementing is other part, but
Agreed.
just finding what is the better solution coming out of the new thing which your customer has asked you to implement, right? So these
And yeah,
kind of
that becomes very important in service now, because there are multiple way of doing a single thing, right? And then
yes.
you look for the better way, always. Yeah. Thank you so much, Prashant, on sharing your thoughts. So Anubhav, what's are your concluding remarks for the audience? If he is letting you speak.
Yeah. Means one line only I would say that there is one saying in Hindi like कर्म किए जा फल की चिंता ना कर. So ServiceNow community is like that. You just keep giving. Don't wait for the recognition. ServiceNow is there to recognize you. The market is there to recognize you. It's just that you have to keep contributing. You will get the recognition. You have seen there is no person who have not been recognized. So whoever is contributing, they are getting some value, some benefit from it.
Yeah.
and there is one more saying, Anubhav, we should have used that in the beginning itself. ज्ञान बांटने से बढ़ता है, and community
Yes,
is the thing that where you
Yeah,
share
great.
knowledge and you gain the knowledge. So
yes, correct.
Sure.
that's how that applies here exactly.
Thank you so much. Anubhav, would you like to come on the camera? Let's have a group feed with the amazing panelists we had today. Thank you so much. All right. So 1, 2, 3, smile. Thank you so much. And with that note, I thank you everyone to be on the session today, especially to our audience and the panelists coming on the Sunday morning. I hope we try to add some value in your life, even it is little. And my takeaway from this session is that I'm going to spend at least 30 minutes from today itself on the community, not directly going there answering the questions, but trying to understand the ecosystem and trying to learn from it. And of course, then we have great pool of mentors out there who can help us, right? Feel free to reach out to anyone of us or in the LinkedIn community, whosoever you know, Anubhav, Anil, Prashant, anyone. Okay, so we'll try to help you as much as we can. Keep learning and have a good Sunday evening wherever you are. All right. Thank you so much, Anubhav. Thank you so much, Anil. Thank you, Prashant.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you
Thank you,
so much,
everyone.
Gagan,
See you.
for arranging such a great session with these legends. I really appreciate this. Currently I'm Rising Star, and I really motivated by Anil in those days. So these audience are very lucky to get a session from these guys.
You
Thank you
need
so much.
to mentor me, Akshay, now to become a rising star. So that's how you can thank me.
Yes,
All
yes,
right.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a good time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.